and I would love for this to come down to the final possession because those games, back in the, this is kind of one of those rivalries that's kind of gone by the wayside in recent years because Florida hasn't been as good. But man, those were some good games. I give Tennessee just a slight edge because I know they're a little better, but going into the swamp, I think Florida's going to play for 4 quarters because they're going to want to beat Tennessee. I got Tennessee winning closer than the experts think. Boss, what you got?
Pretty much the same thing. I think Florida's going to look this game. I mean, I'm not calling it the Iron Bowl. I'm not saying it's like Alabama Auburn, but man, this game's usually pretty intense. Uh, and I think that's what Florida goes in here, fighting. And I do think this is a 4 quarter game. I do think Tennessee wins. Uh, I don't know if they'll cover. I think it's going to be too close. Probably last possession kind of game. Uh, because of the fight in Florida. I've seen it. We saw what happened after they fired their coach the very next week. I kind of think we'll have that kind of fire because it's Tennessee. They hate Tennessee. Florida fans hate Tennessee. And I just feel like that going in is going to play a huge factor. Their hatred for Tennessee is real, and I truly believe that this is going to be a 4 quarter game.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised Tennessee kicking a field goal as time expires to win it like 24-23 or something like that. I just see it one of those classic games that these two teams play. Bo, what you got?
Well, and to your point, boss, I mean that was good about the fight left in Florida. They've done it not once but twice against two of the best teams in the SEC in Georgia and Ole Miss. So it wasn't a fluke. One of those games was on the road at Ole Miss. So Florida has shown you there's still fight left in the team. There's still gas in the tank. They're wanting to play. Give me the Gators and the 4.5, and we're going to sprinkle the money line just in case. Tennessee's secondary can be had. Now the question is, can Lagway take enough advantage to win the game? Because I think there's where your deciding factor is right there. Tennessee all year has been great, tackles for loss and sacks, but they have given up some yards and they have given up some passing yards. So if Lagway can hang in there and make some throws down the field, Florida's got a real shot. They got a real shot. But like you were saying about how these two teams absolutely hate each other, 90s Tennessee, Florida was amazing. Fulmer versus Spurrier was great. There were so many NFL players on those two rosters. And I mean, still are, but I mean, you think about all the great players that came through Tennessee and Florida during that time. I mean, you're talking about two teams that won in the 90s. They each won a national championship. Florida won multiple SEC championships. Tennessee won an SEC championship. I mean, you're just talking about high level, but this is definitely this is in my top 3 of SEC rivalries. Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, Bama, and Florida, Tennessee, I think are 3 of the most heated rivals within the conference. And you're going to see that. It's going to be on full display. And Tennessee has gotten their tails handed to them in Gainesville. So, like I said, I like the Gators.
And what was kind of odd about that early or in the 90s is it kind of sucked because they were the first SEC game of the year.
Oh, yeah, it was always like in the first 3 games,
yeah,
4
yeah.
games.
So it was like you were already behind the 8 ball, one game into the season, SEC schedule.
Yeah, and it was crazy because like you're saying, Chad, is like they're playing for the SEC East in their first conference game of the season.
Yeah, and to your point about the SEC championship, I believe they won 6 straight from 93 to 98. It was either Florida or Tennessee.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, so that was a huge rivalry.